this like on like the sides, bubbles, like little bubbles.
Yeah. See that? Yeah, there's little bubbles like stuck to the sides.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so 20 mils. Yolks. Now, if this is super hot, I put it right on top of my yolks. What's gonna happen? Cook it, like we cook my yolk. You want to temper it. Be careful, make sure you temper it. Whisk. Now, there's two kinds of whisks too. Have you guys gone through that? Hard whisks and floppy whisks. Most of these are a soft, floppy whisk, but so some whisks are a little bit stiffer. Some whisks are a little bit floppier, and stiffer ones usually have a little point here, and they're for doing thicker sauces. So when you're like cranking on it, it doesn't bend it like this. And sometimes you'll see whisks like that are stiff, and some of them that are soft. So imagine like if you're doing like a bechamel or something, and you're putting like a big batch in a rondeau or something, and you're trying to get all the milk in, and your whisk is just like floppy, there's no point to it. And on the other side, if you're trying to whisk something and get air into it, and making a large batch of this, if you have a stiff whisk, then your arm's doing all the work, whereas if you have a floppy whisk, it's moving like so. Every movement like this, it's doubling each way. You understand that? Yeah. So another reason why we don't hold the whisk down here like that when we're, which some of you will want to do, I guarantee you. And then this and shit's not working. So you got to hold it by the handle, and the motion is this part of your arm pretty well stays still, and it's all here. And then this week, and then double it your work. All right. Production in. Mix it in nicely. Make sure I get it mixed in here well before I start. Wash the stuff on your side. This bowl might be a little large for this small amount, but so I'm whisking, I'm watching the stuff on my side of my bowl as I'm doing this. I'm also paying attention to the temperature of my bowl. If my bowl starts getting too hot, I just take it away. Alright. Notice how I keep going around and scraping the stuff off the side. You guys do sabayon in one of the other classes? You did hollandaise, yeah?
Yeah, we did it in cafeteria.
Restaurant kitchen.
You did sabayon in a restaurant kitchen. So this is the sabayon, this part. Here's what we got. Alright, liquid and egg yolk. We're cooking to the same stage. So what stage should we cook our sabayon to? How do we know it's ready? What's it called? What's that?
When it looks like a foam.
When it looks like a foam? I can tell you what the stage is called. There's a technical word for it. It's called ribbon stage. Yeah, for those of you that are French, au ruban.
There's ribbon, heat.
Yeah, so I'll show you what ribbons are. What we got there. Notice how I keep taking it off. And I'm watching everywhere. I'm making, like, my eyes keep moving around my bowl. And I'm watching to make sure that I didn't miss a spot, or it's not sticking, or starting to make scrambled egg, or what have you. So the point here is I want to use the water and the fat of the yolk, and I want to incorporate air into it while slowly coagulating the yolk to hold its place, and it'll hold up. And that's what ribbon stage. I'll be able to make little ribbons in my sabayon. I said this bowl's a little bit big for the amount that's doing, but it's doable.
If you use a smaller bowl, do you could heat up a little quicker though?
You can. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't use a super small bowl because I also want the room to do this. It's just, it is a little more difficult to make a 2-egg hollandaise or 2-egg thing.
Yeah.
So sabayon, do you guys talk about standard proportions then of how much liquid you would put in a sabayon usually? Like if you're just making a sabaglione or something? You guys get sabayon restaurant kitchen? Two of you? 3 of you?
What? No, we're on.
how it's starting to thicken up? Oh yeah. Not there yet though.
So far, that is the yolks and reduction.
This is just the yolks and the reduction. Now you can, I'm making this because you can make it at the beginning of service and then put it somewhere and keep it warm, and then when it's time to go to the plate, you just have to usually give it a little stir as long as it didn't get messed up somewhere along the way.
Then if the Bearnaise cracks, is it the same as the holiday to fix it?
Yeah, which is how?
Well, what we did, we just got boiling hot water, and then you slowly add your cracked holidays and whisk
The
it
hot
back.
water?
Yeah, that works.
Sometimes that'll work. Sometimes you have to start again with a fresh sabayon.
Yeah, or you could start with another egg yolk.
I mean with a fresh sabayon, and then add it to it.
Now the hot water works pretty quickly though.
It does, yeah. It usually only works once though.
Yeah.
Again.
How the heck did that happen?
What happened? Alright. Watch that, you know, this part is where it's going to start scrambling on it. So I should be able to pick it up with my whisk and make ribbons, so I'm not quite there. When I say a ribbon, I can see the line that stays on top of it, and then it drops in. Not quite almost. Very close. Once it starts going, it goes fairly quick. Yeah. You can see the tracks that my whisk is leaving. Almost.
Is it easier though when you have more egg yolks to get the ribbon?
Well, it'd take almost the same length of time. It's just easier to whisk.
Yeah.
Because you have more material to work with.
Yeah.
Now notice I took it off the heat and I'm still whisking because my bowl's still hot. See how it keeps a little ribbon and then, see that? And then it drops in. Yeah, I could probably go just a little bit more, but can you see this, folks? So I can make a little ribbon and it sticks on top and then it falls into it. You guys see that? See that?
Yeah.
So I could probably go just a second. Just a second. Alright. Okay, so keep this warm. Don't let that get cold. I'm going to clarified butter. A couple things you can do if you're going to do this by somebody can hold this bowl for you, or if you're going to do it by yourself. There's a couple things you can do to make that happen. You can You could take like a wet towel or a wet rag or whatever, or you can take one of these things, set it in like that. Usually I would put one underneath as well. Sometimes I'll do it in a pan and I'll just put like put the rag down, pan on it, and then the rag on top of it, so the bowl's in there, and I can whisk it, not making any moves, versus, because I'm gonna have my hand doing this, right, so if I get going, see how it moves all over the place. It's going to be all over the place. My other hand's going to be occupied with a ladle while I'm measuring the cup. So 4 ounces is what I need, basically 30 milliliters per ounce, so 120 mils, right? Nope. 120 mils. This needs to be not room temp, but like warm. If it's too hot, then you can also sizzle your eggs, okay? So a little bit in, stirring, I'm making sure that it's going in and it's emulsifying. Once I get my emulsification started, emulsifications tend to attract more, so once you have an emulsification, it's much easier to create more of an emulsification. So once I get it going, I can add my butter usually a little bit faster. I'm paying attention that it's all going in as I'm whisking it, and I'm also watching the consistency of my Bearnaise or my Hollandaise, I guess, at this point. If it gets too thick, like a very, very thick mayonnaise that looks super shiny and almost has these little lines of oil in it, then it's about to split on your break. You watch that. If it's starting to get that point where it's too thick, then I put a couple drops of hot water into it. Show you, see over here how the butter is, you can see the butter. If it looks like that, it's all over, then it's split. I haven't split yet, I just want to show you that. So I can slowly bring that into this piece that's already emulsified over here. Like that. Got it cold. Watch that it doesn't get cold on you. I don't want to do it on body temperature. A couple drops of hot water, and then I'll bring that temp up for me. Getting real shiny looking there. Just gotta watch that right there. Watch that kind of stuff there. You guys all made hollandaise in cafeteria?
Yeah.
Good things. I think you have to make this for your practical test.
Great.
Either Bearnaise or hollandaise, I think. You'll find out, Chef, so two things I need to tell you actually. Chef Canning's going to go through the schedule with you for your practical test. I'm not sure if they tell you what's on it. I think they do. At least a week out you'll know what's on it. Pardon? You should have recipes actually for it all.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, and then you also, that's a good point, so check your student emails. Because Chef Catley sent you an email. I'll put this up here for a second. Keep that warm. Chef Catley sent you an email that you are going to get marked on. They want to see your recipe binder, all your collection from the semester. However it is, whether it's on a tablet, PDF, in a binder, on a piece of birch bark, chipped into stone, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have to have it, right? So check your student emails if that's in there. So watch for those things, because that's going to be coming up here soon. And you can turn that on. Clarify butter off to the side. You need to chop some tarragon. So I need to finish up my Bearnaise now. Put some chopped tarragon in there. Watch that you don't put the brown stuff in, so you just have to pick through. Get rid of the crappy stuff. That one's malfunctioning over there. Get rid of the stem. So usually against the top, against the stem, same at the time. Pull that off and top this thing. Take this one. The black one's out. Watch out for any rotten pieces. So fine chop on your tarragon, same as fine chop on parsley.
Nice fine chop.
Fine chop. over. Pardon me. Finish this up. Chopped tarragon. Now I'm going to adjust my seasoning. So I probably don't need pepper, so I have to put it there like salt. My acidity is good. A drop of Tabasco.
Drop Tabasco.
Drop of Tabasco. Yeah, so the difference there would be, it has a real scratchiness to it. Yeah, scratching the throat a little bit, so it's a different Tabasco. We can get some heat out of it without a lot of interference from other sort of reactions. Acidity's good, salt level's good. Now keep in mind that your salt could take a while, like about 20 minutes or so, to infuse into that and melt into it. So you might season it right now and then check your seasoning again before you bring it to me, because it might need to be adjusted. Right? I'm going to keep mine in here. Yeah, no, so that's what. See, it's a nice thick consistency that would hold up on a steak or whatever. Okay, seasoning's good. Nice amount of tarragon chopped in there. Careful if you do have any little scrambled bits on the side of your bowl, you don't scrape them in at this point.
How do you keep it?
How do I what? I serve it warm, so I'm going to show you. So I'm putting it in here. Can you grab me a little piece of saran wrap for me, please?
Do you have any, you don't have the scrambled sharks on the side, right? Or on the side of the bowl?
Yeah, pass my bowl around, actually, right up on the top there. Just pass that around. Just a little piece of saran wrap. Just a little piece. Perfect, so I'm going to put this, pass around, you can see up on the side of my bowl I have some little scrambled bits. Right? So I didn't scrape those in, so you can see it on the round top of the right here. So I put that on there so I don't get all the skin. Put a lid on. Got some warm water going here. Bit. It's not too hot, so I'm going to double insulate this. That. Keep this up here where it's warm. I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to check that out. Yeah.
If we put like a cloth over your top, not water, does that make it too hot?
It can. I don't know. Yeah, for sure. A lot of places that keep it on it like this with a pan on top of it and a cloth.
Give it its
Alright, so my Bearnaise is complete. It's ready off to the side. I'm going to move that up. I'm going to move this up. Now I'm going to bread my my croquette. Yep. Yes. You got 4 hours shelf life. It shouldn't. If the temperature, if you keep it warm, right? Not hot, so you're not cooking it, and not cold. If it gets cold, then you're done. But if you keep it warm, then it'll last you for 4 hours. Yeah, let's go. Sure. Alright, so I'm gonna bread my croquette. It might get a little messy here. I have some leftover egg from yesterday that I'm gonna use for my egg wash. So same as the egg wash for our
chicken?
Chicken. Not anything. The egg wash we use for like our pie sauce and stuff is different, right? It's pretty much like so basically 1 part water, 1 part egg. there.
Yeah.
That one. I don't want to use the sheen one. Somebody will grab me a sieve, please, off that rack there. I could really work it and blitz this up, but it's a bit small. For this, I already sifted the breadcrumbs. My breadcrumbs because somebody put flour in it last time. Thank you. This flour, so I'm going to season my flour, yeah?
Yep.
Salt for sure. My breadcrumbs.
We share this stuff between two people.
You can, yeah. You don't need a ton of flour and a ton of breadcrumbs either, so don't use that white pepper you guys have.
Don't use it,
The stuff that you guys have, is, every time somebody uses it, it's just not right. Let's stop. Alright. My croquettes, this is the first thing I'm going to do. If your croquettes are super wet, then you're going to have some issues. There's a couple things we might be able to do, but the idea is that we dry it off enough. We got our potatoes off and we didn't overcook them, and I talked about that, right? Making sure we don't overcook our potatoes, keep them saturated with water, and also steaming a little bit. Steaming a little bit to get any excess moisture out. That's right. Now I want to make sure that these are the perfect size and stuff right now. So to do that, I can trim them off. I want them to be about three fingers, I guess.
3 fingers?
I mean, you can do them smaller, you can do them bigger if you want, just as long as they're all the same. It's the key.
3 fingers at least, or at most.
It might look silly otherwise.
Yeah.
4 fingers might be the big, and you also might find it difficult to handle. Squaring off the end. Gently. I'm being really gentle. You see how gentle I am?
They'd just fall apart if you weren't.
Yeah, they can. I mean, these are actually pretty nice. They're not really wet or anything, but some of you might go to pick them up and find that they just turn into mush in your hand. You're going to need 5 pieces to present to me at this size. Or if you're doing it bigger, there's need to be appropriate amount. Okay? If you're going to be bigger.
And they all have to be the same size.
Pardon?
They all have to be the same size.
Yeah, the same as everything we do. So gentle, right? Now I took these right out of the fridge. They're going to warm up a little bit. So. Alright. Flour, bread,
Yeah, leave one afterwards.
that's something similar for you. Have this right here. covered. Don't want any blotchy patches, right? Everybody staying with me still?
So we can't get away with what we did with the chicken, where we just went right back into the wash.
Yeah, you can, but so I want a bit thicker.
Yeah.
On this one, I don't want thick, but I want it a little bit thicker than the chicken because I'm holding in, you know, insides that are a little bit softer than chicken, right?
You can notice how much is on there too.
Oh, when you cut it?
I'm looking at how much you've got on there.
Yeah. See what I did right here? Got a little bit of egg in there. Watch that, because that will,
Yeah, we don't need lumps.
that will make problems for you. Yeah, super delicate.
You can watch yourself.
If I didn't cut these ahead of time, I'd have problems trying to get it where I want it. I wouldn't be able to get them straight. So I'm just a little bit egg on the end of that one. I'm going to do this right from start to finish, everything in there, and then you can plan it over if I could do some stuff. It should be another half hour for sure. Alright. I'm just going to wash my hands there in between to get them freshened up because I don't feel comfortable what I'm doing. Again, flour. I'm going to do these one at a time at this point because my egg wash is going to soak it right up. What's that? Right, that's why I'm double breading.
You little camouflage turd.
Access, make sure you shake off your access. Otherwise you will have thick crust and it is obvious. Access. You can get sick. Imagine doing 1,000 of these.
No.
You may work in a restaurant.
Let's do a lot in a restaurant. Yeah, we just did an ice cream scoop.
No, in the restaurant.
Please,
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, you do.